I think that's the other thing we learn as women as we get older is what the F do you have to lose?
Welcome to Let's Talk, ladies, conversations across generations. I'm MB Roberts, an author and journalist, and this is a podcast where we talk to women from their 20s to their 90s about a bunch of hot topics. We ask questions, share experiences, and learn from each other. And it's not just about older women giving advice. We want to know what younger women are thinking too. So let's get talking. It wasn't that long ago that a woman was done in her 50s. People would retire at 55. Is that really true? I just can't really imagine that now. Is that available to anyone? It seems like it wasn't that long ago that many women, not all, but would sort of give up when they turned 50. They'd stop trying to look their best. They'd certainly not be trying new sports or traveling to new places. These days, I just don't think that's true at all. And the whole reason I started this podcast was for women my age to talk to younger women and let them know what was coming. And then we realized we had so much to learn from them and that we didn't need to warn them so much as inspire them or be inspired by them. I'm seeing so many women starting new ventures in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. And we've talked about this on the podcast. Women in their 50s are the fastest growing demographic in entrepreneurship. And that's according to Forbes.com. But some of this is due to necessity. Layoffs of women in their 50s and 60s is a real and scary thing. Some of it comes from the desire for more flexibility, creativity, and to fulfill longtime passions. And our next guest fits into that category. Michele Probst is a longtime celebrity makeup artist and cosmetic brand owner. She's the founder of Worth Beauty Company, whose mission, as she says, is to support women either side of 50 in beauty, life, and business. She's worked with so many famous faces over the years as a makeup artist. She worked with Barack Obama, Katie Couric, Stevie Nicks, Garth Brooks. She's best known for her undetectable cosmetic brand, Menaji Skincare worldwide. It's a line for men that she created. And she does a bunch of really cool charity work and she advises women on boards. So let's hear from Michele. So welcome to my friend, Michele Probst. Thank you for being here.
Honey, it's such a pleasure. I'm so proud of you. I've known you for a long time, haven't I?
We actually are going to have to come clean. We go back, I think
25.
it's 25
I
years.
thought about it. I thought about it before, yeah,
Did a
25.
little math. It goes back 25.
Because we were in kindergarten.
That's
We were
right.
in kindergarten.
We were buddies, and we used to take naps in kindergarten next to each other on each other's mats. We go so far back. I back then I was a reporter working for Country Weekly magazine. God rest its soul. It's long gone. But we met because Michele was doing was your celebrity makeup artist thing, and I was so glad to meet you. And then I saw you build your business, Menaji, which you created.
My men's brand, yeah.
Yeah, so just tell us a little bit about that, your background and career, sort of pivoting off how we met and what you were doing when I met you and what you went on to do.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for having me. Honestly, it was one of those things as a makeup artist, which I think let's walk back before that because that's a part of what happened was I was a painter, an artist always. And, I knew that I was too social to be an artist. And I didn't know that makeup was a career. This is early 90s. And I went to Milwaukee. I was engaged and started working at a modeling school. And saw these women coming in to take these classes for makeup. And I thought, well, what do you know about that? And so I did it. And then I started working kind of in Chicago and Milwaukee. And
oh my God, I didn't know about the Milwaukee connection. I did not know about that.
Yes. Don't you know?
You betcha. You betcha you were doing makeup there, making the girls look better.
It was Arlene Wilson Modeling Agency. And it was just so part of my journey that I didn't understand at the time. But yeah, I was working in Chicago and Milwaukee, and a friend of mine was getting married in Nashville and had a gorgeous portfolio, like, all of the big photographers in Chicago and everything. And I come back and the wedding was called off. And so my uncle's a director, my friend George Flanagan's a director. And so I just kind of took the time off from not having to be in the wedding and walked around and showed my portfolio. And they're like, come on, move back home. And so I moved back to
Wow.
Nashville.
Wow.
And, it was during the time where there were at least 8 music videos going on a week. I mean, that was country's big
Oh, it
time.
was so busy and people were putting money into it and there was
Oh,
always something
yeah.
going on. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so then I sort of got sidetracked when I got a phone call to do Al Gore. And it was like, I really loved the vibe, and it's so different than a video set. And so I focused on politics for a while, and I realized there's nothing out there that men, well, an attorney had called me. I had done a commercial for a law firm, and the attorney called me and he said, hey, I had to leave the commercial right after the shoot, went into court. I felt so confident that I killed
Really?
it, and I have a big case coming up. Would you do my makeup? And I said, sure. And I
See,
told him
that's
my day
incredible
rate.
because guys like I could see my husband like, like falling to pieces. Like everybody knows I'm wearing makeup. Oh my gosh, like
No, but see, that was the difference between my brand because it was skincare versus makeup. They were skin tones versus produced tones. But anyway, I told him my day rate and he said, never mind. And that was my light bulb aha
mhm.
going, well, I've got to come up with something because, why couldn't I send them to somewhere and they could do it themselves? Because for men, yes, it can be complicated. For the most part, on camera, it's just about the shine,
Mhm.
enhancing whatever they have going on, and correcting whatever is not supposed to be going on.
Mhm. Mhm.
But anyway, long story short, we no one believed in it. Everyone said I was crazy, which only fired me more. And I just knew I would do it. And this is the other thing I want to say to women: believe in your dreams. Visualization is
Mhm.
everything.
Hmm.
Get that board up there because even if it's a sticky note on your mirror that you look at every morning, there's nothing you can't do if you really set your mind to it.
Mhm.
So anyway, I got with a chemist in Colorado that my cousin, who's a successful dermatologist, turned me on to, and we literally developed products from scratch. I did everything wrong as far as making money. And then finally we got it down, and partners came in from New York, and I was the first brand to get men's cosmetics in Nordstrom, which was a
That is
big
so
deal.
cool. That is so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. But it really, again, who knew? And so many people that know me, let's just say I was not the top 3% in my class at Harpethal.
Arpith
And
Hall is a very prestigious school in Nashville.
and so, but you know what? I didn't know who I was then.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of women, believe it or not, you don't really know what you want to do until you're 50, whether you've raised children or you had a former career. And I noticed in some of the notes that you had sent me, you used the word reinvent.
Mhm.
And I don't think that's the right word. I think the right terms are pivot
Mhm.
and encore because we are living so much longer
I
than
like
our
Encore.
predecessors.
I like Encore cuz it
Right, encore. Look at you, girl,
yeah,
right?
I like I
You're
mean,
doing something that you love.
yeah, and it was not expected. It was, but it naturally pivoted from what I used to do, and I love that you may have heard. I bet you have. Jane Fonda talk about when she turned 60. Then she was
Yeah,
like, "Oh my gosh, we are living longer. I've probably got 30 years. What am I going to do with my third act?" And
right.
I do like that idea because it's not necessarily reinvention. Oh, I'm going to do something totally different, or it really it evolves often, or it's a chance at women in their 50s. Either maybe they have a little more money, hopefully, a little more confidence. You've said it before, network. like huge.
Yeah.
It's like when you're
Yeah.
20, I don't know who to call. I don't know. I know five friends I grew up with, but
Right.
now we
Right.
can, oh, I know somebody who knows somebody. How
Yeah. Yeah.
valuable is that?
Absolutely. And people say 6 degrees. I say two. I mean, 2 degrees, at least for me, honestly.
I
And
think
I'm
Nashville's
not,
like that. I think Nashville has two
yeah,
degrees of
yeah.
separation. Yep.
Like, let me give you an example of I saw Barack on Oprah, and I knew right then and there, I had just started Menaji, that he was going to run, and I wanted to
Mm.
do his makeup.
Oh, wow.
And I called my producer at MSNBC and said, I don't care where, I will work as a local. And now you understand when you say you work as local, you show up, they don't fly you in.
Right. So
Okay.
you're going to need to
Because I
invest
wanted the
in that.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. So I would be there. Of course, they pay me, but still. And so it happened, sister. My first job with Barack was in Chicago.
And he was
Again,
had was he running yet
these were
or
the debates. These were the
okay.
debates. The first debate was in Chicago, and then Ole Miss, where I went to college, and at Belmont in Nashville. So it was just surreal. It really was because he was the kindest. Uh, I think he liked me because my name is Michelle, even though I'm a
Oh,
1L. Um,
that's right. You are one L
I'm a 1L.
and
I didn't name
obviously
myself. I can't help it. But anyway, yeah, no,
First Lady Michelle
again,
Obama.
I was sitting there in the Chicago hotel room going, shit, I did this. You know what I mean? Like
Golly.
from just seeing him on TV, making that happen. If you don't go for it, you have nothing to lose. I think that's the other thing we learn as women as we get older is what the F do you have to lose?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't care,
Yeah.
you know. If you haven't reached for something that you've dreamed of, then you're not living your life.
Yeah, it's really, and you're such an inspiration with that. Like, I would love for you to tell how you started your current brand, Worth
Oh,
Beauty.
okay, worth.
Yeah, because
Yes,
that has been an encore for you, following up
yes,
Menaji and other work that
yes,
you've done. That's something that
yes.
you saw a need. Is that right? You saw like this
Well, what
is.
happened was is that as I was getting bought out from Menaji, there wasn't a day that didn't go by that a girlfriend would say, have you heard about this? Where do I go for that? How much does this cost? Do you trust this product? And I thought,
I still hit
you
you up
know,
like that every day. You get
yeah.
questions.
Well, here's the thing too is I'm one that believes in the drugstore as well as the expensive brands
Hmm.
that you get from your derm or your doctor
As long as it's
or
good, right?
a
It's like,
department store. Because what people don't understand is that the packaging is what you're paying for 99% of the time.
wow, that
It could be the
much?
exact same product,
Yeah.
but it's marketed differently.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, so I just thought, let's do this because for so long with men, I'm a great salesperson, but all of a sudden I was the client
Mhm.
because these are my issues that I have to deal with every day.
Mhm.
And my best suggestion for women is skin care first, foremost, all day, night long.
Mhm. Mhm.
Out of the sun, if you have good skin, you don't need a lot of makeup. You don't need all the needles and all that stuff. You just have to do maintenance,
Mhm.
just like taking care of your car or taking care of your house.
Mhm.
This is what you are. And I'm not saying look pretty, look healthy,
Yeah. And I
feel
and
healthy,
I think
feel
I
healthy.
wear less I don't wear tons anyway, but I wear less as I've gotten older because I think
Right.
it makes you look a little older. So I love that
Sure.
that's sort of the goal is to
Sure.
work on your skin.
Well, it takes a lot of work to look natural, doesn't it?
It sure does. Didn't wake up looking this way. Took a long time to look like
Oh,
I did
Lord.
nothing. It's
Well, and it's also now too, I think women are so much smarter. I know they are. Women over 50 are 53% of the population. And beauty brands are finally catching on because we have the money
yep.
and we don't want to see 20-year-olds modeling retinol.
Doesn't that
In
piss you
fact,
off? If I look at a picture I still will see them. I think it's gotten much better, but I will
Yeah,
see like somebody that looks like a sweet little 17-year-old,
right,
doing retinol or some such, Doesn't
right.
that, I mean, what are they
Well, and the
thinking?
doctors that do Botox on girls that age. But let me tell you, Worth Beauty, we did a campaign. There was a Neutrogena commercial,
Mm-hmm.
and it started with sweet Jennifer Gardner, who was age appropriate for
Mm-hmm.
retinol. And then it moved on to that actress. I can't think of her name, but she's 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She was Wednesday, I think, in the
Okay. Okay.
movie. 20 years old. And she is saying, you can wear it at any age. And so we did a campaign and they took her off. They cut her part out because, I mean, even now, if you go on TikTok or any mothers are showing their daughters scarred faces that don't know because they saw it on TikTok and a Kardashian was slapping it on their face,
Yep.
that they at 12 can do it too.
No, that makes me that I would be very, very upset about that. I mean, and there's kind of the thinking like my friend had a very young daughter, probably 18, getting Botox, and I was asking about it, and she
Oh,
said, "Oh, but then that'll prevent wrinkles from happening."
mm-mm,
I'm like, "This is
mm-mm,
way ahead, don't you think? That's way ahead of
no.
schedule."
It's the MB, it's the opposite. What it does is it trains the skin to depend on it.
Oh,
Where, that they have collagen, they have elastin in their skin. They don't need it then. So what they're doing is training their skin that they're going to have to do it forever.
yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's okay. Now I have a comeback, Michelle. I have a
Yes.
comeback for that.
Well, and I would question any doctor. I mean, and that's the other thing for women. It's so hard for us to go, let's just age gracefully.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard, but we can do that. Just check out if you're about to have a procedure or if you're going to somebody new, talk to somebody that's been there on the other side of whatever it is, even if it's as mild as Botox.
Yeah.
I just encourage that because everybody's skin reacts differently. You need to know what you're getting into. You don't want to walk in blindly and all of a sudden have a $2,000 credit card charge on your
Yeah. Yeah.
thing. You really need to do your research. And I think that's so important this day and age. One of your questions was about how to inspire the 20s, 30s, and 40s is the knowledge and the access to information that they have now with the internet, with the TikTok videos. Do the
See,
research.
that's how we can inspire younger women to, to know this isn't the right time to do this procedure, or this
Right,
is exactly what
right.
this procedure or this product is, right? We could tell them,
Sure.
get your info. Don't just jump on the
Well, and read
bandwagon.
the ingredient deck.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what you're putting on your face.
Yeah.
Don't do it just because you saw a celebrity do it. Really, be informed
Yeah.
because it's not that hard.
And
You know,
everybody's different. I remember, gosh, now I was only probably early 40s, and I got a bunch of anti-aging stuff, and I've always had super sensitive skin, and I may have told you about that, but I started just majorly using this anti. Oh my gosh, I was red. I was, and it wasn't just, oh, it's going to be uncomfortable for a day or two. This was not right for me. So everybody's
right.
different, right?
Absolutely. Everybody's skin is different. In fact, Kelly Clarkson, it looks like she doesn't wear a lot of makeup. She's super highly sensitive, and you can't have a reaction when you're on television. You have to, again, you know, if you're a celebrity or not, know if you're having someone do your makeup or doing your hair, know what they're working with. And, what's now so in the know is fair trade. Who sourcing the products? Is it a woman's own brand? I find myself so attracted more
Mm.
to women-owned brand. And there's several brands out there for women over 50, created by women over 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that.
Is there any you particularly love or
Oh,
want to
there's so
share?
many.
Or yeah.
One of the ones that I will promote is called Care, Caire, Care. And it is two women from New York that literally, I call them the cosmetic connectors. They know everybody in the business. And they were just sick of all of the fragrance and all of the extras. And, a lot of the peptides and all of this stuff that they put in the product that women don't know are bad for your skin.
Yeah.
So, they created something for themselves. Naomi Watts just created a brand called Stripes skincare
Oh
for women.
yes, I've
And I'm
heard of it.
I'm obsessed with her body oil. It smells so clean.
Mm.
Again, know what you're putting on your face. Also, it's really important to do some sort of routine. Now, I'm horrible about taking mascara off if I'm wearing it, but AM, do some sort of retinol or vitamin A after you've washed your face and sunscreen. Vitamin C is great. I love a vitamin C spray in the morning. It makes me feel good. It wakes my skin up. And then at night, just put something on your face because it's working while you're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the real time to use a retinol or some sort of aggressive whatever. But if you've never tried the product before, do a patch test. So, like put some like on right here on the back of your neck or somewhere where if it burns or whatever it might do, nobody's going to see it.
Yep, yep.
So do a patch test if you've never done that before.
Yep, yep. Oh, that's super. See, I want to just get all the scoop. Well, you're so passionate about supporting women who are 50 and up, trying new
Yes.
things, businesses,
Yes.
charities, all these things. What do you think holds back some women from not trying something new? Is it
I think we're
fear? Is
all
it
afraid of
money?
change.
Oh yeah,
Change. Change. I
yeah.
think women and men are afraid of change. Stepping your toe into a new pond can be, again, you've got to get your whole mind, body, soul, spirit ready to just be free and just go for it. I mean, it's not that complicated, but I think like you and I are entrepreneurs at heart. And I think a lot of women don't know they're capable of making that other step or pivot, if you will.
Yeah.
So start small. Like one thing I do is like every year I pick a charity and I get hands knee down into it and I help. And usually it's involving women like the YWCA, where
Mm-hmm.
women have been sheltered, or Gilda Radner's
Mm-hmm.
Club
Mm-hmm.
for cancer. Get involved, make baby steps, and get a new community that might inspire you because I think that's important because we're also isolated with our screens and Uber and, eating, it's just, we don't
I
get
think
out as
that's so
much.
right. I think that's really important to do, and just you do something great with a charity, and also just make a new friend or a new
Yeah.
connection. And women more than 50 and up, they have a lot going for them. I mean,
Yeah.
like the patience I think of, or I think of resilience. Like we talked about having a network. Now you like
Right.
yourself, like think of how
Yeah.
many people you know that
Right.
you didn't know when you were in your 20s. Like
Of
that's and
course.
tap that network. See,
Yes.
but people say um, age is not a barrier, but it's an advantage. Like, is that something you believe?
Well, I don't, I think it's however you want it to be. As long as you control your health and how you feel, your mood, your happiness. I mean, look at Martha Stewart. She's 83 years old.
Mm-hmm. I'm a
You
fan.
know, I'm a fan. I don't care what you think about her attitude or whatever. The woman doesn't stop. I mean, and that's just one example. The other thing I wanted to bring up too was if you'll have watched the award shows in the last 3 or 4 years, the Oscars, the Golden Globes, SAGs, the last 3 years, a woman over 60 has won every year.
Mm-hmm.
From Jamie Lee Curtis to
Yeah.
Cheryl Lee Ralph to Hacks, Jean Smart.
Yep.
This is what inspires us. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like the generation below us is not going to be surprised when people live to 100.
Yeah. That's right.
So make the best of your life. I mean, we're not cats. This is it.
We're not cats.
No,
Definitely not.
we don't have 9 lives.
That's right. Well,
But
um,
I just think, like I look at when I first started wanting to start my cosmetic line, I did research on women before me. And the woman that inspired me so much was Anita Roddick, who
mm,
started the Body Shop
mm,
in the mid late 80s
mm-hmm.
and literally introduced recycling, all natural products, stuff nobody bought before. And she was so inspiring to me. And that's the thing for women, whatever your area that you think you want to pursue, research the people that have done it before you,
Mm-hmm.
because I always get inspired by success stories. And I think you'll be surprised where people started out.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sam Walton from Walmart, for example, he went bankrupt 4 times. You don't ever hear about that part of
Yep.
it. So, everybody makes mistakes. It's okay to be human, but get out there and do something.
Yeah, the failures definitely make you stronger. Well, are you just loving the Worth Beauty work? Like, you're getting to interview and meet a lot of
Yeah.
cool, inspiring women.
Yes, and I think that's important too. That's one of the other reasons is I want to inspire other women by who inspires me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Hoda Kotb is
Mm.
just doing a huge pivot, and she's such an amazing, incredible woman. And she recently said out loud that before she got her first gig in Mississippi as a reporter, she had been turned down 27 times.
That is, I mean, that is so inspiring. It's I
Right?
really believe that those are things that make you who you are. You know, if you're a, an entrepreneur like you, or I was a freelance writer for so long,
Yes.
a couple of us used to kind of make a formula. Well, you got to at least hit 10 people up before you get a yes. You know,
Sure.
every time,
Sure.
because then it wouldn't be
Well,
that you weren't good or anything. It was just maybe that didn't fit or whatever. But you had to, it was numbers, and it was also not taking no for an answer sometimes.
well, and
Trying
timing,
again.
timing, 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 all day long timing.
Yep.
And I would say no, if someone says no to you, think in your mind, that's just later.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get it later. And maybe they're not the right person, but no means later. And you just never give up.
I like that. I've told this story before. When I was a young, aspiring writer, I wrote a really cool essay about whether to change your name when you get married, which is something
Okay.
you and I did not do, and
No.
just for whatever reason. But I wrote this essay. It came back with a form letter, and I knew
Uh-uh.
someone who knew the editor in chief, and I'm like, somebody didn't read that, and I just sent it again. And in between the time that I had sent it the first time, a new person was hired. So maybe it was one of the first envelopes on her desk. This was back when there was envelopes. And they bought it. I just sent it again. I didn't change one thing, you know?
Yeah.
So you're right. I like that. No
Yeah.
means
Yeah.
later.
No means later. Especially if you're in retail or any kind of business like that, sales, people go like that. As soon as you have them in the palm of your hand, somebody else comes in and you're like, oh God, I have to start all over again. But yeah, no, and oh my goodness. I think like, in the beauty business, especially, Estee Lauder was one of my role models.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand later in life she wasn't the nicest person, but what a hustler. And I used to think the word hustle was a bad word,
Yeah.
but you have to hustle if you want success. So it was one of the first department stores. Do you remember Youth Do? It was a scented oil
I
that was a bath
don't.
oil
Yeah.
for Estee
For
Lauder.
Estee. Okay.
Anyway, so she goes up to the buyers. I want to say it was Bloomingdale's. I don't know what it was. But she goes in, and not only did they say no, but they said hell no. So she's walking out. She pours the bottles of Youth Dew all over the floor of the entrance to the department store. People, people are walking in, going, "Oh my God, what is that smell? Where do I get it?" They called her the next day. Boom, done.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You got to be a little outrageous, and then if you're 50 and up, you're willing to do it. I think a lot of the
Oh
time.
my, I mean, and Georgia O'Keeffe
Mm.
didn't start painting until she was 50.
Right? And like Julia Child got her TV show when she was 51.
Yes,
There's
yes,
so many examples. But
yes,
so
yes.
young women, keep doing what you're doing, and know that if the doesn't work out the first time, it'll maybe work out in your second
Well,
or
and get
third
off the
chapter.
numbers. Get off the number game. I mean, it doesn't matter what your number is. Where are you in life? I
Yeah.
mean, it really, we get so obsessed with words and terms and numbers. Just do you.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. What a great way to wrap up. It has been so good to talk to you, my
Thank
friend.
you, sweetheart.
Yes. Thank you for inspiring us, and great luck with Worth Beauty. We'll be
Thank you.
watching. We'll be watching you.
All right. Well, y'all follow us. Thanks.
And That's a wrap for this episode of Let's Talk, Ladies, Conversations Across Generations. We'd love to hear from you. If you like this episode, please subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. And you can comment on the episode on any of these platforms. We love the feedback, and it also really helps us with sponsors. So leave those comments. We so appreciate it. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook. You can also send us an email at ltlconversations@gmail.com. Or leave us a voicemail at 629-888-3542. See you next time on LTL.